down the field. Baldy, you made the major point, which is the receivers are open. So if he can just start to get on target, Pittsburgh's going to be able to score points tonight.
Yeah, I don't know if Derek really believes that there's nothing to worry about right now. They have not looked sharp and clicked yet in 3 possessions.
No chance at a return. Capozzoli's done a nice job. All 3 of his kickoffs have hit that slack part of the net, so there's been no return game thus far. And sometimes that can really give your team some momentum. You get the good return, get the fans into a little bit. So Capozzoli, one of the early heroes for Jacksonville.
Well, I'll be honest with you, Ari. I saw the power come on late to the field for pregame warm-ups, and they walked on the field. Like I think they just thought they could flip a switch, and they're not sharp right now. And you know, and nobody's more off right now than the quarterback, Enrico Hines, and he's got to get himself right on this drive.
Last week he completed a season-high 70% of his passes, and trying to get some field position. They keep it on the ground with Tyree Young, but not even a gain of a full yard on first down for Tyree Young. Now, Tyree Young really is kind of a throwback AFL guy because he can play nose guard. He can, if he has to, he could play different positions on the offensive line of protection. I mean, and there's a lot of talk right now about them bringing back Ironman football next year.
Well, let me say, if you watch Tyree Young just run, he's an athlete. I mean, he's 310 pounds on a squatty frame, but he's got bounce in his step. He's got good athletic ability. That's why he can play a lot of positions.
2nd and 9. Hines comes back. Berry makes the catch. Immediately forced out of bounds. It'll bring up 3rd down.
I was watching P.J. Barry warm up, and he's got these Superman like these tights that he wears in pregame warm up with the Superman logo, and he needs to be Superman here. I mean, they need to take a shot deep. They need to get on the board. They've missed him on 1 deep ball, and all they've connected on is a couple of underneath throws.
And you saw that graphic a moment ago. 10 plays, but no points so far for the Power. Well, Barry's in motion. Hines, and he's going to go down. Ball comes loose. They're going to say it's Pittsburgh ball, but Scooter Berry gets the sack. So he has now set a new team record. Came in a half sack behind Derek Summers, but he now has a new team record.
Well, Tyree Young's got him. I mean, and that's just, look, Tyree Young did not get beat on that ball. That's Enrico Hines got to have a clock in his head here, Ari. He's indecisive in the pocket right now, and that indecision is leading to a lot of bad plays. Now, Berry will take that sack center tonight.
And what Jacksonville has done, I mean, a month ago they were no lock to get in the playoffs, and now they've won 3 of 4 games. They're got off to a great start tonight, so they will certainly enter the playoffs feeling pretty good about themselves. And Anthony, when you look at this Jacksonville Sharks team, and you know, coming into the year, no Aaron Garcia, I bet a lot of people didn't believe they would have a chance to defend their title. What do you think of Jacksonville's chances in the postseason?
Jacksonville strikes me as a team that's getting hot at the right time, and they're getting hot at multiple positions. This was not a pass rush that was viewed as dominant early in the season. It's not a quarterback that was really viewed as being a playmaker early in the season, not the opening day starter, but they've gotten hot at the right time. That's what you need heading into the playoffs.
Anthony, nice job on the hop, getting out of harm's way.
He's an athlete, and it's Taylor. So the 4 teams in the South are fighting for their playoff lives. Jacksonville's in no matter what, Baldy, but with a win tonight, they win the division for the 3rd consecutive year. But there's some interest. I mean, New Orleans and Georgia is basically playing to get into the playoffs. And both those teams, I think, believe that they've underachieved. Certainly New Orleans, I think, had visions of finishing above 500 on the season. But certainly going to make for an interesting final weekend.
Right down to the wire.
Morris will keep it himself, and he'll take it for 6. Touchdown, Sharks.
That's the 11th touchdown run of the year for Bernard Morris. And, you know, he likes to celebrate, you know, do a little dance. But really, to me, he's been the spark for the Sharks this year. They had tried a bunch of other quarterbacks prior to putting him in. His 11th straight start. And if you ask me, this is a dangerous team going into the playoffs. Dangerous because defensively, they can keep the score down. And then offensively, this guy is a tremendous dual threat. And this kicker, Capozzoli, is really talented as well.
Kick is up, and it is good. So the lead is now 27-0 in the final regular season game for both these teams. Now let's see the dance moves here, Baldy. You know, you could be a judge on Dance with the Stars. Let's see what you think of this.
America's Got Talent.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if I was Howard Stern, I'd say, he's going to New York. I mean, if you tried doing that right now, or if I tried that, I know muscles would snap, crackle, and pop.
Yeah.
All right? I'm leaving it up to the younger guys.
Yeah. Well, the one thing that the AFL has on the NFL are touchdown celebrations.
Yes.
I mean,
I'm all for it.
Yeah,
I
love
really
it.
am. I mean, the fans, this is entertainment. This is not trying to break down Obamacare here. This is just football. You know, we're supposed to have fun. And, you know, this kid, he's got his chance here, 11th straight start, and he's really making the most of it. You know, I mean, look, a year ago, he was starting for the Pittsburgh Power. They made a change. He's out. You know, he gets plugged in here to Jacksonville. He's taking advantage of the opportunity. That's what sports are all about.
Yeah, we were down in Jacksonville when Omar Jacobs had that concussion. The first, we didn't know about the concussion.
Yep.
We thought maybe they're just making a change to give a spark, but it was due to an injury. And Morris has never come out of the lineup since.
No. No, you know, look, it's like the Kurt Warner story. I mean, you get in there, you just don't give it back up, and who knows, good things can happen.
Berry on the return, final play of the first quarter. And to say that Jacksonville dominated the first quarter is actually an understatement. Every phase of the game. And Jacksonville, after just 15 minutes of play here at the Consol Energy Center, lead 27-0. The former college walk-on Bernard Morris, 3 touchdown passes and a rushing touchdown. Great start for the Sharks. Our score after one quarter, Jacksonville 27, Pittsburgh nothing. Now take a look at the playoff picture. We've got the brackets. Some of the things are set in stone, Baldy. Some of them aren't. We know San Antonio is going to be the #1 seed.
Yep.
We know
Aaron Garcia leading them.
Yeah, he's got a chance to win back-to-back championships. And Utah might be the hottest team in the AFL. They've won 6 straight. Tommy Grady playing at a really high level right now. I don't think anybody, I don't think anybody wants to see the Blaze right now. And then you look at the American Conference. Philadelphia has been the standout team. They clinched their conference weeks ago. So it's a matter for Doug flanking those guys, you know, to stay firing on all cylinders as they get to the postseason.
And they lose Tiger Jones to the Philadelphia Eagles, which is great for the Arena League. And I'm sure it was a shot that was sent around the league to all the receivers that, you know, you perform, you're in a city like Philadelphia, you know what? You get a chance to go play with the big boys on Sunday. And so that Tiger Jones, I got a chance to get to know him, Ari. It's really a great story.
It is. And next week, Net 10 Arena Football Friday heads to the National Conference's top seed, San Antonio. But we don't know who they're going to be playing just yet. And we won't know until Utah plays Philadelphia on Sunday night. Our coverage on Friday night begins at 8 p.m. Eastern. And now let's go downstairs to Anthony.
Ari, I've got the definitive word from down here at field level that Pittsburgh Power starter Enrico Hines is out for the remainder of the game with a concussion. He had some issues after that big hit, of course. And as you can see, Brian Randall in the lineup. He started several games this season.
Brian Randall gets it to Washington. That's the best play Pittsburgh's had so far tonight offensively. And let's give you the background on Brian Randall. He had a terrific college career at Virginia Tech. His senior year, Offensive Player of the Year in the ACC. They made it to the Sugar Bowl. He has very limited experience in the NFL, played some in the CFL, and has had his chances here with Pittsburgh. And what do you think about Randall?
Well, I mean, look, it's the first down of the night for Pittsburgh, and they found, you know, to me, their best receiver, Mike Washington, in the middle of the field. And so immediately he got the crowd kind of excited, and he made a play. So we'll just evaluate him here. You know, he's been out for quite a while now to see how fast he can find a rhythm.
Randall in some trouble, and guess who? It's Scooter Berry again. Second sack of the night, and he continues to make a new record every time he gets a sack. He's a new team record. That's now 12.5 sacks on the season for Scooter Berry.
Yeah, and you know, it looked like there was a screen set up. Tyree Young looked like he was going to block him and set up for a screen, but yet it looked like Brian Randall was throwing a drop-back pass. So, you know, you get a new quarterback in. He hasn't played in a while. There's miscommunication right away, and the result is Scooter Berry adds to a sack total.
Pittsburgh, too many plays in their territory. They got to get over to Jacksonville's side. Randall makes the completion. Odrick Turner played his college ball right here at Pitt.
But I'll say this. At least he's more accurate right now than what Enrico Hines was, because this ball, it's not a perfect throw, but it is in a good location to Odrick Turner, who's a big guy. You know, he's got some size to him now. He's about 6'3", about 205, and they got a big chunk of that loss back, and so sets him up on a third down and, you know, a more makeable situation.
Washington, the speedster in motion. Randall goes and that is picked off. It's Terrence Smith. Terrence Smith looking for blocks, and he will go down at his own 14-yard line. So the shutout continues. 12:49 to go in the second quarter, and this Jacksonville defense is making life very difficult on the Pittsburgh quarterbacks.
Well, Terrence Smith just picked Brian Randall, and that's just Russ. You know, I mean, Terrence Smith is just dropping back. He's just expanding into a zone, and look, he may be the most talented all-around player in this league. From a returner, a wide receiver, he's starting now because Mishai Robinson is injured, out in the year with an injured reserve, so he's playing the corner position. I don't think he has a catch tonight until he had to get an interception to get a catch.
It is a great luxury to have a guy like Terrence Smith, because that's old school AFL, a guy who's really good on both sides of the ball. It's Taylor on the pitch. And good blocking as they pick up 5 yards on first down.
Well, Bernard Morris has done what I think he's done the last 3 weeks. I mean, he's been spot on. He's been flawless. You know, like I said, I was in Jacksonville 2 weeks ago, Aaron, and they were 7-8 in a must-win situation. They took care of business against Milwaukee. They did it last week against Orlando. And I think this guy just gives him a spark. He's an athlete. He plays under control. He's poised. He doesn't turn the ball over. I mean, I like the way Jacksonville's playing right now.
Morris, great pocket. The goal deep for Phil Clark. And LaFleur with the interception. So LaFleur, nice play as he had to bring the ball in right before he got to the back wall of the end zone. And Pittsburgh needed someone to make a play, and LaFleur comes up with the pick.
Well, he did. And really, Bernard Morris just got a little greedy here. I mean, I don't think it's anything more than that, because he didn't really have to go for it. That's a great catch. That is a great catch. Maybe LaFleur should play some offense, too.
That is some catch. We are going to take a break. When we come back, an NFL icon joins us. The owner of the Pittsburgh Power, Lynn Swann, will join us when we come back after the break. Welcome back to Pittsburgh. Great start for Jacksonville so far, leading 27-0. And as promised, NFL icon has joined us, the owner, Lynn Swann of Pittsburgh Power. Swanee, always great to see you.
Thank you. Welcome to Pittsburgh.
It's great to be here. We think it's the greatest football city in America, and I know you feel the same way.
We're going to try and add to it at some point.
Okay. Now, I want to talk about your head coach, Derek Stingley. He was your defense coordinator to start the year. When you made the change and you got rid of the head coach, Chris Siegfried, the interim label went with Stingley. You took it off. Talk about the decision to make Stingley your full-time head coach.
Well, the decision was really simple. You know, the defense was playing very well, number one in the league. We thought he did a great job. He understands this league. He's turned around teams in the past. We felt he instilled a confidence in this team that would help us and propel us forward. So we didn't want to wait until the offseason to do it. We wanted to get a good reaction from the players, have them get adjusted to his style of play, his thinking, what he wanted to get done, and then the offseason get fired up about coming back and starting our third season on a good foot, on good ground, confident in what their head coach can do.
But tell me what attracted you to the indoor game? I mean, obviously, Hall of Fame performer for the Steelers in the outdoor game, but what is it about this one that excites you?
Well, when I worked for ABC Sports, I covered arena football.
Okay.
And thought it was a great platform. Great place for guys to play, not the NFL game on the 100-yard field, but very different. And I love the excitement, the high-powered offense. But a friend of mine, Matt Shaner, was in State College, and he wanted to bring a team, and he talked to me about getting involved. So I got involved. Matt Shaner's the guy who actually brought it to Pittsburgh.
Okay.
But together, I think, and we hope, and we're going to work at bringing a championship team here.
Now, Swanee, one of the things that I think is so critical in the new CBA is the ability to sign multi-year deals with players. So that way your fans can find players that they love and come back year after year. How much is that going to change your philosophy in the offseason in terms of building a program here?
Well, I think when you look at this Jacksonville team, which has won championships in the past, they're a very stable organization. A lot of the same players who built those championships come back year after year. When I played for the Steelers, of the 4 Super Bowls, there are about, I guess about 22 or 23 guys that were on that core team that came back and won 4 Super Bowls together. So when you can keep guys and you know what the quality of your team is, I think you have a better chance.
Obviously, football is so important to this community, Lynn. How have the fans sort of responded this year watching the Power?
Well, this year has been a little rough. We had a little strike, a little collective bargaining issues at the beginning. But the fans have been here. The fans are good. I think once they get adjusted to the game, really know it, and we're here a little bit longer, they'll come out and support it.
All right, 1st and 10. With Barry able to cut it back. It's a dangerous play when anytime you do that in the end zone, but Barry makes the play. Talk a little bit about P.J. Barry, because coming off a season a year ago where he was the AFL Ironman of the Year, does a lot of different things for you. Talk about his growth and what he can do for the Power.
Well, I think he did get off to a slower start here in Pittsburgh, but once he got adjusted and felt comfortable, he started to pick things up. Certainly giving us good field position on kickoff returns. He's played well for us on defense, and we've asked him to do this, but on offense, he's giving us stability to go along with Mike Washington that we need on the offensive side to make plays.
Almost picked off by Jackson.
The Ford Freedom Sales Event is on. Our biggest event of the year just got better. Announcing 0 for 72 across the entire lineup of Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs. Plus, tag vehicles now get 1,000 smart bonus. That's freedom from interest and freedom to choose with Ford, America's best-selling brand. Now get 0% financing for 72 months across the entire Ford lineup. Plus, specially tagged vehicles get 1,000 smart bonus.
It's Peyton on Sunday morning.
With DirecTV NFL Sunday Ticket, you can watch your favorite team no matter where you live, like Broncos or Colts. Cool. 18, the old number. Ooh, I have got a coupon for that one.
It's Peyton on Sunday morning.
Get NFL Sunday Ticket only on DirecTV and watch live games anywhere.
Shannon, you may be a Hall of Famer, but Gronk may end up being the best ever. He has over 5,500 yards and 65 spikes, and he's just getting started.
How many?
The Exorcist, a new series, Friday, September 23rd on Fox.
The NFL season kicks off with Panthers-Broncos, Thursday, September 8th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on NBC.